First tonight, there are serious security questions after a notorious prankster disrupted the Prime Minister's speech to the Conservative Party conference. Comedian Lee Nelson brandished a mock P45 in Theresa May's face before being bundled out of the conference hall at Manchester Central by security guards.
It's emerged he did have accreditation, but senior Conservatives are demanding answers, claiming the man could have been a terrorist and want to know how he got so close to the PM. Well, our political correspondent Alison Mackenzie is at the conference centre now. Alison, isn't this embarrassing for the organisers and security?
It certainly is a big embarrassment, a big national event. The Prime Minister on the stage inside the secure zone here at the conference centre. We all have to apply for these accreditation passes months in advance. Now, this prankster had got hold of one of these. Greater Manchester Police telling us tonight there's now a review into how that happened. But yes, he got so close to the Prime Minister. She's on her feet to the stage. People asking tonight, how did he get to do what he did? Amy Welch reports.
Open, global, self-confident Britain.
It was meant to be Theresa May's moment, but this protester had other ideas. He handed the Prime Minister a fake P45, claiming it came from Boris Johnson. And as she struggled to hold the crowd, the cameras turned their attention to serial prankster Simon Brodkin, who spent 49 seconds causing a stir before eventually being bundled out by security.
Boris, back me up, please. Boris asked me.
What's your name, please, sir?
What's your name?
What's your name? Who are you, sir? Who are you?
Simon Brodkin, of course.
Simon Brodkin.
So who is Simon Brodkin, and how did he breach the supposed ring of steel surrounding the Tory conference? His stage name is Lee Nelson, and some of his more controversial stunts include showering former FIFA president Sepp Blatter with fake money, posing as a member of the England football team, and warming up with Manchester City players at Goodison Park. He narrowly escaped prosecution for this last prank in 2013, but still couldn't resist having the last laugh outside court.
I want to thank the judge, who was sat on the bench but unfortunately didn't get a game.
Of course, coming within arm's reach of the Prime Minister is a far more serious security breach, and Conservative MPs have expressed their concerns.
To see this happen inside is absolutely appalling. Someone getting so close to the Prime Minister, you don't know what could have happened, and I think there has to be an inquiry.
No, I mean, outrageous that he would do that in such an important setting. Clearly we'll need to see how that was allowed to happen. All these things will be reviewed.
At a projected cost of around £2 million, the security surrounding this event was meant to be unprecedented, with armed officers, steel barriers and airport-style security checks. But Simon Brodkin somehow managed to get into the site with legitimate accreditation. One security expert has described it as shambolic.
Really, the Prime Minister should have a sterile area around her, where somebody shouldn't be able to get that close. It's the whole point of the security, really a form of bubble to protect her.
In the end, Theresa May managed to make light of the situation.
I was about to talk about somebody I'd like to give a P45 to, and that's Jeremy Corbyn.
But there will now be serious questions over how a prankster posing as a photographer came so close to the Prime Minister. Amy Welch, ITV News.
Alison, so might this mean the Tories think twice before coming out to Manchester for their conference, do you think?
That won't be the next decision that they make, but there are now questions about the layout. Her podium was quite low in the centre of the conference centre. Is that an issue? Of course, the exclusion zone was actually extended this year further away from the actual buildings here. Now, I've spoken to some Conservative MPs who were concerned 2 years ago at the Manchester Central venue, saying that they were worried about the abuse they suffered on the way into the centre. That's of more an effect than, in fact, the safety inside. But the focus very much tonight on how did this man get accredited to be able to do what he did.
And Alison, on a more positive note, the Prime Minister made a personal message for the people of Manchester, didn't she?
Well, yes, I interviewed her, well, just yesterday, and she was very keen to put front and centre her commitment, she says, to the North, the Northern Powerhouse, to reach out to the people who she's often accused of being remote from. And she'd obviously put a lot of thought, a very croaky voice today. She's suffering a lot with a sore throat, but a lot of thought in the section on her speech about the Manchester bombing. She knows the effect it had on this city, and she wanted to pay tribute to the community spirit that this city engenders. This is what she said today at conference.
An image of a community coming together. Men and women, young and old, black and white, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, Hindu, Jew, standing together as one. And it was that image of this city, an image of modern Britain in all its diversity, compassion and strength that was shared around the globe.
So that's it, the end of a 3-week period of party conferences. Wasn't quite expecting it to end in this way, but there you go. And of course the big question hanging over this venue tonight, how did it happen and what might have happened today?
Certainly eventful. Alison, thanks very much indeed. Thank you.